Hello everyone and welcome to this week's video. This one's going to be a little bit different from the usual formatting and quite a bit more serious, as this is on a recent lesson that I've learned about failure, and going to take you along the entire journey and what I've learned from it and how you can learn from it as well. I'm not going to do my usual pre-show shoutouts and things, so all the links for socials and things will be in the description down below. You can follow on any of the things down there or support me there. But with that being said, I would go ahead and grab a quick drink and prepare for story time. So, to sum it up quickly, my failure was the release of my plugin called Day to Night. Why was it a failure, and what led up to it? Well, it's basically supposed to be a plugin that converts a scene from daytime to nighttime instantly with a simple, easy to apply plugin, GPU accelerated, working in After Effects and Premiere. This is something I had been working on since approximately February or March of 2021, and it's now January of 2022. And my plan was to basically spend a solid amount of time refining it, revising it, doing different iterations, and finding the best settings, and sort of just making sure that it's revised and ready for public release. And the plan was to release it on AE Scripts. Now, being accepted on AE Scripts and getting your tools on there is quite the honor, because they are already established as a huge script and plugin seller, and they have good social media, really some diehard fans that love some of the products that are released. So releasing things to certain platforms is kind of the first thing you really need to think about is my piece of work or art or product that I'm uploading, is that really going to sort of spark interest of the general public of any website that I'm uploading to? For me, the answer to this question at the time was yes. I thought this is going to be a really inexpensive or free plugin that basically is a super fast compositing or color correction or quick VFX look tool. And I had been using it with lots of example clips and thought it was something that would be worth uploading. So over the course of a year, in April and further along in the year towards November-ish, I started creating some test promos and preparing all of the materials that were needed to upload this file and release it to the public. And as I was soon to learn, the amount of time you spend on a plugin or tool doesn't matter. It's the end product and what the user perceives it as. If you spend 500 hours working on a single feature, say a single parameter or switch inside of your plugin or script, and no one even sees that feature, then no one really cares about it. What people care about is the end product, and they don't care how many hours you spent on anything, how many iterations you've gone through, how many promo videos you've made, how many different promotional tests you've done. It all is about the end product and how unique is it compared to what someone already can do with the built-in tools of After Effects or whatever tool you're uploading, in this case After Effects, as well as something that doesn't already exist on the market. So you can probably guess where I'm going with this. Let's just dive into how the public reacted, and then I'm going to tell you what I've learned from it. So the video and the product in question is no longer online for obvious reasons, and that's because it's obviously my failure. So at the time of release, it garnered a solid 1,800 to 1,900 views, 32 likes, and 45 dislikes. Alright, so now that we've seen the dislike ratio, let's take a look at some of the comments and see what the public thought of it. Effects, color correction, colorama output cycles set to ramp blue, add a levels effect before the colorama effect in the stack to adjust the contrast, add a vignette if needed, thank me later. Coming up next, fade effect, or dip your animations to black with the newest NASA technology, RTX supported, RAM free. How is it that AE Scripts allowed this one to pass quality control? Everyone agrees on how useless this plugin is, but the real question is why AE Scripts is sharing this on YouTube. $10 for a blue tint effect? That's a steal. This comment in Russian says that it doesn't even look like nighttime. $10 for this effect? That's a steal. No, literally, this is robbery. Hey, I also want to sell a plugin. This plugin helps you create gradient in 2 clicks. This is the first time I've seen a scam dressed as an AE plugin. How did this get through quality control? You guys still have time to delete this. Literally just a blue tint. If you're gonna scam people, maybe do the trailer and resolve properly and then sell this, and this is just embarrassing. So just a blue tint? Hey, it's a blue LUT for $9.99. This is possibly the worst thing I've ever seen that's asking for money for something that would take 2 seconds to do by yourself. Do not buy. Is it April 1st already? This is the worst plugin I've ever seen. How did AE Scripts pass this? Andrew Kramer 10-year-old free preset is better than this. Day to blue, literally just tint. Report this spam and misleading. AE Scripts need to delete this vid. It's honestly terrible. It's too freaking blue. And there was a few more. So, as you can see, despite a few likes, that would be a 100% comment hate ratio. And at first I thought, maybe it's just a couple of bad comments and there'll be more positive ones coming out. But no, it remained completely like that. All negative comments. And as you can imagine, I immediately regretted uploading this plugin, and I basically turned into like analysis mode, and I need to figure out what am I doing wrong, how am I going to fix this, and make sure that this doesn't happen again. Because not only do I feel like these negative reviews and everything affect my reputation, they also affect AE Scripts' reputation, and that's just not good overall. So obviously, based on the comments, people think it's just a blue tint. It's something that they can do in 2 seconds in After Effects already. It costs too much, and it's basically just too simple. People could do it on by themselves. So that is probably the biggest lesson I've learned from this is if somebody can recreate the effect or plugin that you're selling, even within like 5 hours, then you probably shouldn't sell it. It needs to be something that looks completely unique from something that you can create with the built-in After Effects or Premiere or anything plugins. It needs to be completely unique and separate from that and accomplish something that people will save tons of time with, find looks very good and unique, as well as just has general quality and appeal and speed to it. In this case, this plugin, I want it to be a simple, again, drag and drop, apply color correction, runs on GPU super fast in After Effects and Premiere. And the problem with that is people can recreate this effect with a variety of color correction and various tinting and other effects inside of After Effects. And because of that, they feel that it's not a value at all, and it should be at least free, if not completely removed from the website. So I discussed this obviously a bit with the AE Scripts people. At first, we were going to leave it up for a little bit, but the comments just kept coming and kept coming, so finally it was decided to remove it, and of course I got these screen grabs so I could remember and learn my lesson for next time. So again, the lessons I've learned from this entire process of spending this amount of time on something, thinking that it was ready and valid for where I was releasing it, and realizing that nobody wanted it, and in fact it was almost offensive to put something up like that. The lessons learned from that is 1, if you're going to release a product, whether it be a script or a plugin or extension, it needs to be something unique that has a unique appearance or a unique tool or niche that hasn't been filled yet. It needs to be something that cannot be done in vanilla After Effects or Premiere or any program by combining some effects and styles together, and it needs to have value and represent that value through the price that it's sold for. This failed in all aspects of that. It was priced too high, the effect is recreatable in After Effects, and overall, it just wasn't the type of thing that needed to be released in that way. Sometimes the things that you create in your own time, whether they're cool, fast, or innovative, you always have to think about if other people are going to want that. Sometimes things should remain in your own library for your own testing. I have a dozen other plugins that I've worked on that I would have never considered for upload to something like AE Scripts, but obviously the threshold for that needs to change, and I need to focus on more unique, quality-driven stuff. So, to sum up, it's okay to fail in creating products or scripts or plugins. It's going to happen at some point to anyone, whether it's through a product release or through a project you're working on, and you have to basically deal with it by analyzing every little bit of failure and learning how you're going to change that in the future and how to avoid it in the future. In my case, it's making sure that my things are very different, unique, and provide huge value to the users that are considering purchasing it. And although it's just been a day since all of this has unfolded very quickly, it still hurts quite a bit, the comments I received, but obviously this is just part of the process. You have to recover from that, learn, make better stuff and come back stronger. I'm not going to give up on making plugins. I'm not going to give up on learning. In fact, after the initial period of wondering what was going on and after self-reflection, I've never wanted to make plugins this hard in my life, and I want to learn more. I need to figure out how to make more unique stuff and dabble into different fields and get more experimental. So that's the story of my failure and the lessons I've learned from it. Um, if you want this plugin, hit me up. I maybe will post it for free on GitHub so everyone can have access to it if they want. Obviously, I'm not going to charge for it after this ordeal, but it's okay to fail. Got to learn from your lessons, got to move on, pick yourself back up, move on to the next thing, and keep on fighting. Thanks for watching, everyone. Again, I'm not going to do any shout outs for this type of video just because of the content of it, but we will catch you next time.